Boom, live. Good morning, good afternoon, all riders around the world. Today we have a very special family, the Silvas. They don't know, but I'm going to tell them. There is the three Silvas here. I'm Silva too. And it's a pleasure to have you here. Everybody knows that I'm a big fan of Austen. For me, it was always my favorite rider. And Neil, you are the champion, and I'm very happy for you. About 2 years ago, when you don't finish in first, I was very upset because when I see that the machine not working, I was like, and for you, Mercedes, the same. When I see you about 2 years ago going on front of everybody, I say she's going to win, and then sometimes doesn't happen. This year was the same thing. I was following you with the drone, and you are in the back of her, and I say now she's going to pass, and that don't happen. I think you guys are very special for our community. You bring a lot for us as family, as a lady, because we need more ladies in this sport. I think you give a big, how can I say it in English? You bring a big motivation for all of us in the future, for ladies and men who wants to start in this sport. And I'm very proud to have you here. Austen, 3 years now, close to 4 years. We speak the first time, and now you are here as a champion. And for Mercedes, I hope that she comes as the champion next year, but she wins lots of things. Thank you so much for coming, and let's have a little talk.
Thanks for having us, Nelson.
It's a pleasure. So first of all, how was for you, the two of you, the year of 2024? I know that you are busy, very busy, but how was that, the races and everything for the two of you?
It was really good. So we got to every race last year, and it was a little bit of a feat sometimes, but we made it happen, and we were just happy to be at all of the races that we could attend. So it was overall a really good year, and every race we came out learning something new, and that's really all you can ask for, right?
Yeah, and you are now working for a company. We're not going to go in that. I know that you guys, as you are the only lady in this company, the only lady rider, or there is another. You love to see another one just to make a little company. You are around the fantastic boys and fantastic riders, but don't you like to see? Before we continue, I want to put like this: was a big surprise for you when you was invited to come to the FM, this company, to the factory riders?
It was, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, we were actually helping before the factory team was put together. We were helping with some firmware stuff. So yeah, I mean, we definitely saw the need for a factory team and constant rider input. Like the rider summit was great, and but it was pretty clear that rider input was needed, not just once a year or whenever a couple riders could come down. So it was amazing. It was a great idea to start a factory team, and I feel very grateful to be on it.
Count our lucky stars every day.
So first of all, I think that was perfect for not just for the company. I think it was good for all of us as riders, because that way they have the feedback from riders that they know how can they upgrade or what they need. And we see the big changes now with the Onewheels. How you guys help so much. You are a voice for us. I know that Austen is one of the guys is always very active in Facebook to answer to the positives and negatives. Sometimes I know that it's difficult for you to answer to all the questions, and it's not an easy life, because we know that these people who love the Future Motion, there's people who love VESC, and for you to be there and answer to all the questions is not easy, but it's very nice to have a rider who gives the voice to the riders. That way you can bring this feedback and upgrade everything. The evolution from the moment you guys started there and now, how do you, the two of you, see it the different GT, XR? You started with XRs and everything, and now being in a GTS, how do you see the big change it? And now we have again the classic. I prefer the classic because I don't know. Maybe we are old style, but how do you see the changes? Do you think that is something that we're going to? How can I say? We're going to see lots of changes, or do you think we are coming now to the maximal because we are seeing speeds and I'm seeing you guys riding when you fall. I'm like, oh my god, this is like crazy. Do you think this company wants more, or is coming to a good level now that is okay? 113 volts is already a lot.
I mean, wanting more is kind of human nature, right?
I don't know. We will definitely always progress. We'll always be making refinements and coming out with new products. Like as any other company, we're always looking at what the next best thing is. As far as like, going higher voltage, I think, I see builds with 130 volts, and people talking about cramming more cells in. I'm not an expert, but it seems to me like the GTS range is pretty optimized for the speeds that we go on the trail. A lot of we're not really going above 30. A lot of the trail stuff, a lot of these races, these fast races, we're probably averaging 15 to 20 miles per hour over even some of the faster courses. So I think focusing and refining power within the usable range is more important than trying to find a way to pump out 40, 50 mile an hour boards. Hi, Dad.
Well, do you know this guy is one of the best we have in Europe, and that is Alexis. And I hope to see more guys riding against you guys. I don't want to go to the future emotion questions. I want to go more for the two of you, but there is some questions I would like to have in end because I have questions from persons here, and I want to go directly to that questions. First of all, I want to make to Mercedes this question. And this question is, I think that they put it in the best way. What was your idea? What was in the moment you was riding this final? Why do you think? Okay, let's put it this way. Do you think the track of this year was too small for you to have not too much gaps for you to have the chance to pass, and you just the people see it that you was just with a small opportunity and you try to take it? Do you think that is something that was very difficult for you to work, or of course you have a fantastic rider that was on the front of you, but you know her very well? Do you know that was very difficult for you to find the right place to try to pass her?
Yeah, so passing is just something that I haven't done a ton of practice in, honestly. And being in that race, like practicing the day before, the couple days that we had before and stuff, I did actually show her a great opportunity to pass, and that may have been my mistake, but it's also just learning how to be aggressive and learn to look for passes a little bit better and stuff. And that's just something that I need more practice in. And hopefully over this next year, we'll get a little bit more practice with that. I can never keep up with this guy, but some more opportunities to practice that. I should have taken a little bit of lesson from his year prior. It's either first or fourth. But I chose what I chose, and we can only learn from that, right?
Yeah, please. Sorry, I don't listen. What you said, Austen?
That was just a very difficult course to pass on. Although the course itself was wide, it was wide enough for adaptive bikes. There really was only one fast line down it, and all the passing that you saw was from either riders being too conservative and going way slower than their capabilities, or making mistakes falling, stuff like that. That was pretty much my whole strategy going into the race. Was there was the first two stretches from the first gate to that little berm, and then from that to the waterfall feature. Those two straightaways was the main passing opportunities of the entire course. And so while everyone was doing laps down the whole course, I was just sessioning those two straightaways over and over and over, because I knew the race would be won or lost there.
Yeah, but for you, I think it was more easy. I don't know how you do it. I talk for myself because I always see you riding. Every time I see you riding, I think you just need your hands to be on the pockets, because you are like riding is not. It's like you are so relaxed. And how do you, when you go, the two of you, when you go to this level, because all the riders are very good, we can say that is top riders. We cannot think that a small mistake like you in the finals about 2 years, you was in the front in the beginning, and one moment you failed. There is something that the people say here was 2 Europeans there riding with you guys, and they say what you see in the videos, you think that the tracks are very easy, but when you are there, the track is very, very difficult to ride. That is not straight. That is very, very lots of rocks and everything. How do you guys see it the best way? Now they are putting more obstacles and more obstacles. You have to know how to make trails. You have to know how to make jumps. You have to know how to be a technical person, because you have to have lots of power in your legs, in your body. You guys, I know that you guys train a lot with friends, but for a person who wants to go there, do you think you need lots of training? Because you see, like Luke was one of the guys who wins everything, and he comes to the finals there, and he was not in the finals. He was out of the best ones, and he wins before everything. Do you think that
training
the trail
important? Yeah. Training at not only different features and stuff like that, different speeds, but different terrain, different altitude. Like, there's a lot of factors that go into it. Tahoe is I think we were probably 8,000 feet, so less oxygen. Also, the terrain's really soft. It's deeper sand. You're kind of sliding around a lot, and you have to be. It's just a different technique in riding. Also, it was hard to see on the camera. So all that sand is like crushed granite, and among all that sand are these granite boulders that are basically the same color as the sand. So it kind of blends in, especially from this straightaway. You have the sun behind you, and a lot of the rocks, there are no shadows casting, so it doesn't really contrast all the large rocks in your way that are easy to hit. But yeah, I mean, I think with Luke, he's a phenomenal rider. He dominated the season last year. I think if he showed up a little earlier and got a little more practice in on the terrain, and specifically if he trained a little bit more with out footholds, he had an excellent chance of winning. But yeah,
what is the speeds that you guys have in this downhills? What do you think is the speeds that you are using? 20, 25?
Up to 25, yeah, in some of those straights.
Then a small mistake like here. This is lots of people. This is the first year you guys are using this one? Was the first time?
The whole course, yeah. So we've used a small segment of it the 2 years prior, but this was the first year where we actually used the whole. Was it the whole course? It was most of it. I think we actually still cut out the top like 15% of it.
Yeah, that section right there, we used all 3 years, but the section leading into that was our first year using that section.
because it was some parts that we see, if you lose your board, maybe the board is going to go away and you don't have no chance again to come back to the trail. That was a very hard, and it was not easy. I'm just putting here because I know that you was in, that is your footage, right? And that was like all the time you are like, and it's not easy. And you see that you don't have so much gaps. And this was the moment, I think, if she makes a small mistake, you have that chance. I think you was waiting for, she did a mistake, but that don't happen. But I think that was amazing what you did. And for you, my friend, the final was like, but I want to, for the people who don't see it, I want to change here very fast just for us. I want to put the video of the two of you, was champions in the same place. And for the people who don't know, I have the video from Mercedes, the final, and I think that is important. I think was the place that the two of you win together as men and ladies, and that was in Las Vegas. I think that is the track. Let me just change here. I know that I have from the drone the footage with good image, and let's put it, and we can talk about that, because I think that is Las Vegas is a very crazy track, huh? First, in the beginning, I think most of the riders they get crazy with this place. Let's change it very fast here, and we are there. So, and let's go. And you can talk about this. This is for Mercedes, the final. I think that is your final, right?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Honestly, that final, I really, because it being the first race of the season and stuff, you really, it's hard to like kind of know where your limits are if you don't get a ton of practice and everything. And I tried to practice as much as I could, but I still was a bit conservative in that. And of course, Raquel is one of the best riders out there, and so she was really great to race against, and she did pass me in that. Unfortunately, she took a fall. Otherwise, she would have taken that race.
That is racing.
Yeah.
Look at Austen last year. He was all the time in first and in end. In the last, he followed. But I think you was always on front.
Yeah, I definitely have learned over like watching a lot of the videos and stuff from last year. Gonna have to work on my drops a little bit because I hesitate a little too much.
Yeah, but I think we learn every year. I know that I have a video from you too, that from your beginning, and the upgrades from everything from you, and I think that is fantastic to see when you start riding and what you are today as a rider, as a lady, and I think that is amazing to see how fast you come. Do you guys think, the two of you, that was very important to see this GTS? That was very important for you guys as riders to have a bigger machine in your hands. That way you have more safety and more power.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially on courses like this where, we're reaching the top end of the board's capabilities. On the XR and even on the GT. The GT was a big performance upgrade on the XR, but both of those platforms, like once you get up to the 25-ish mile an hour range, you're really doing a lot of the balancing yourself and looking out for every little hump and rock and anything that could cause you to overpower the board. So now with a little bit more headroom at those speeds, you can really focus on your line and your race, and not just like who can balance the best at speed. I think Race for the Rail 2021, I found and exceeded that balance on an XR.
About 3 times.
3 times.
So we're just going to put directly the final for everybody who don't see it. I think that was for us in Europe. You guys know that is 4 or 5 o'clock of the morning. We have to still wake to see the finals. For you guys, it's very soon, but for us, it's like now. Our time is it by you guys now in this moment?
11 a.m.
11 a.m. We are here close to 9 o'clock of the evening. That you see the difference. It's not easy for us to see the finals from you guys because it's around 4 hours all completely, and I think this year was 2 hours that with the drone and everything. But we have to wake up to see you guys win. And that is always very, 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 very nice for all of us to have the chance to see the finals. And this final was, let me just, what happened here? What happened? Let me just see. I think I have it. No, it's not this one. Oh, I lose it. I'll lose it. Oh, forget it. So we put the final later on. So I don't want to take too much time from you guys, but because I think there is other interviews there, and I think I see most of the interviews. It's so fantastic to see you guys as family. You are so united, and see when you win, your wife looking at you and giving the support. Do you think that is important for you guys to have somebody by your side? Training, riding, and doing everything together. I know that the life is not easy and it's very expensive to go from races to other races. How the two of you can describe that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's important for everyone to have someone that you can ride with and train with and push each other. So to have a spouse that I can do that with all the time, and wake up talking about Onewheel stuff and go to bed talking about Onewheel stuff. It's pretty unique.
I think there is a question here from Jessica. What is your type of training before the sessions?
For the season?
Yeah.
Last year was a little bit more. This year, kind of focusing on personal stuff. We're working on our van and
I think it was baby. Man, just joking. Yeah. Just a small joke.
A lot of testing. And so a lot of the riding that we do, although we spend a lot of time riding, it's not necessarily like
it's not quite at speed, I would say, all the time. Sometimes it is, but not all of our testing and stuff is at speed. Actually, most of it isn't. And then, I mean, we do make a little bit of an effort to get into the gym. That's been a little bit more difficult with how much has been on our plate, given the van and stuff like that. But it's definitely important to get in the gym for multiple reasons, at least once a week if you can.
Yeah, that is very important. I know that I see the lives from the Future Motion. That is going to be new rules, new stuff for this year, for the races. How do you guys work that? Is a team or the riders sit and say, I think that we need that to upgrade, we need that and that and that. How that works? Because there's lots of new rules there. And we are seeing that is going to be lots of stuff like legends, growth. I think the young people to come, I think that is beautiful. How that everything works is you guys have to sit and talk about it. You listen, or you guys as riders listen to the riders and bring the feedback, and then you decide it. How that works?
Yeah, exactly. I spend a lot of time on the forums. We go to all the events. We talk to other racers. We see what works, what doesn't work. So we have a lot of experience. We know where the problems were and kind of talked with other people to figure out what the best way to solve those problems and best way to future-proof the system, because it's been changing every year or two. 2020 was like invite only, and they had like a kind of a popularity contest for some wild cards. Then they introduced the first ranking system in 2021, and that 21 and 22, they had some points, but it was more of like, oh, do you think this this racer should be over here, or this racer should be over here. Like they kind of manually adjusted the rankings. And then last year was more merit-based.
23-24, right?
Yeah, 23-24 was more merit-based with the regionals and premieres, but it still was very exclusive to the 6 races, and didn't give a chance for like the fall races to participate, and kind of didn't include any of the smaller races. So this system accommodates the fall races, it accommodates smaller races that pop up. It lowers the barrier to entry so that, you know, people that have been thinking about opening up a race, you know, but didn't think that they would be a part of it, can now open up a race with, you know, very little resources, and basically just a timing system and some insurance and permission to be on someone's land for the event. Now they can start their own race, and we can get a grassroots movement to grow the sport at a regional level, because up until now, especially the last 5 years, you know, 2019 and before, you could just show up to Race for the Rail and qualify. So it was just a single travel expense. But last 4 years really, you know, in order to compete, in order to get to Race for the Rail, you had to be able to travel to all these events all across the U.S. And it's really expensive, really time consuming. If you really want to do well, you'd have to even show up like a week early to start practicing. So it was very difficult. It was very high barrier to entry for the sport, and I think we haven't really seen much growth in the sport because of it. So I'm hoping this new system will, you know, over the next 2-3 years, allow for more regional events and more like local races, so that, you know, the only reason like BMX and motocross races are really able to grow the way they did was from the regional level. Like, you know, as a previous motocross racer, if I had to travel to different states just to get started, like it just would have never happened if, you know, I had 3, 4, 5 motocross tracks around me, you know, that I could travel to in an hour and a half. So hoping at some point more and more one-wheel racers will have a lot more local options. That way, you know, people can progress their skills and, you know, compete throughout the year, and not just the one event that they can afford to spend all of their PTO on.
Yeah, I think that is very important. But the sponsors are very important too, and that's why I'm going to put direct this question, because I think that is an important question, because how can we bring more spectators to this sport? What you think? What you think is we have to do? You think that is everybody has to work in the media together and make more propaganda of this? What you guys think is the best option for all of us?
I think it's pretty much the same answers as the last. We need to open up. We need to bring the events closer. More events, more smaller events is better than, you know, trying to grow the larger events. Instead of trying to bring everyone in from far away into these bigger events, we need to have smaller events with less people and get more people participating in the racing. So every racer has a supporter, 2 supporters, maybe a friend that come to the races, and then all of those people start to follow the racing scene and become spectators. I think there's a natural progression to that. You know, we at Future Motion tried to spend as much money as they could afford to grow the sport on a big stage, you know, pushing for the races to be shown on ESPN, pushing for live stream. Like they spent a lot of money and resources trying to grow it back in 21, 2022. And it just was not sustainable. It didn't make that much of a difference. So the biggest difference is to grow the sport from the ground up. So if you're watching this and, you know, you're a community leader and you're putting on group rides every week, every month, you know, maybe consider hosting a race. You know, it's much easier than it seems There's lots of BMX tracks out there. There's lots of motocross tracks out there. There's private land, event venues. Insurance is not that difficult. Timing equipment's not that difficult. You can always reach out to other event organizers that have already figured out how to do all of this. You can reach out to myself. We'll be happy to get you started.
I think what you are saying is very important. Of course, we are talking about like we are in Europe and we listen to you guys. Of course, is important for us. We are now growing every week and every year, and we want to step up to go to big events. But I think your idea is important for me. I think is not just to race, is the opportunity to bring new riders. Families, because we have to think that is a big cost for everybody. Like you guys, USA is very big. It's not easy to travel from one point to another just to go to a race. It's like in Europe. If you are in Germany, it's like you see Europe is like USA. It's very expensive for you to go to A to B. And of course, if you go as family or as a group of friends, is easy. Or if you are local and do something, is better. But the people will always want to go to the big events, don't want to sometimes. And I think the name, like the league, what we call it, you guys call it, we call it here. I think there is some things maybe we have to talk and change. Maybe make like the first team and the second. If you want to every year, I think maybe you come with your city and you are in a second league and you have to work and bring more. You have to try more to come to the first league, and that way you're going to start to the events to grow, because everyone who has an event wants to do it bigger and wants to try to bring more kids, more ladies, more men to the sport, and that way we can work all of us together. Of course, everybody wants to upgrade for the first league, and that way they have to work more and more and more to maybe go to the top races, and that way maybe we can grow this. The sport is like football in Portugal. You guys call it soccer in USA. You have to work yourself to deserve to go there. In Europe, we are going well, and I don't want to stay with the Future Motion. I know that is an important thing for us in Europe. Future Motion is very expensive for you guys to pay for everything. Lots of people don't know that. I listen to your answers sometimes in Facebook, because the people put you in a bad spot. Why don't Future Emotion do that? Why don't Future Emotion? Okay, Future Emotion cannot respond for everything. It's very difficult as a small company, because everybody thinks Future Emotion is very, very rich, but we don't have enough riders for that. And we have to think we have to help Future Emotion too as company. And it's not easy, but you are doing, for me, you are doing a lot. You are listening to the riders, and that's why I don't want to stay with that. I know there is questions there about Vesk, about I don't want to go to that. We are not here about putting one company against blah, blah, blah. We are talking about Mercedes and Austen, and that's what we have to stay focused. So I want to put the question here like this. What was the opponents more difficult for the two of you?
For 2024 season, I mean, for overall, Rachel Cecil's always been, a big competitor of mine. And then Rachel Payne and Raquel, they've always been up at the top. A couple of years ago, Ali was up at the top too. They've always been big competitors. And then last year, Zane came in. So those are the biggest people to compete against. And it's always like every single one of them are a blast to go and race with. Like I have the best time racing. Honestly, I feel super lucky with the people that I race against. And I'm looking, honestly, like this year, I'm really looking forward to like more people coming out too. I know Emma Stewart's going to be in pro this year. And so I'm really looking forward to racing with her.
Do you think that is every year is there is a surprise box? There is some lady ride who comes as a surprise because every year we see new lady riders coming, and sometimes you think that they are not so fast, and next year they come in very fast. Do you think that is good for you too to improve and have to work more and more and more because
Yeah,
is the competition coming bigger?
yeah, that's always good for everybody, right? The more competition, the bigger the sport's growing, and like the more fun that it is having more people in the sport to compete against.
And you, my friend, you have a bigger. First of all, you have the factory team. All of them are good riders. Everybody knows that I'm expecting to see one day Neil. I hope that he can do it. I love his style. I love the way he do it. Two friends. First of all, lots of people know that you guys are. Who was the first one? I already put this question last time. Who was the first one to start with the Onewheel? You or Neil?
Um, I think we were the first ones.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think not by much. I think we had Onewheels maybe a year before him or something like that. We got him. We got pluses in like 2017. I think he got an XR in 2018 or something like that.
They are fantastic rides, the two of you, and I think we have the young people. They are very good, very strong. For you, my friend, what is the guys that you are every year like watching and controlling? What is the guys who are?
Like just a handful of years ago, there was a top, 4 or 5 racers that were really competitive, and you know that's all you're really watching out for. Obviously, last year, Luke Austin was the person to beat, and I assume he's going to be the one to beat this year as well. Um, but this year, the way that Race for the Rails set up and taking the factor of traveling out of it, plus allowing some of the DIY, folks that want to prioritize trick riding or DIY competitions, um, they can compete throughout the season doing other things they want to do, or, not spending their PTO traveling. They can just come the Race to the Rail at the end of the year and bid for a spot for Saturday. I think that's going to be huge. And I think, we're going to allow 24 racers to qualify. And I think every one of those 24 pro men will have a chance at winning that race, which is something we haven't really seen in years prior.
Yeah, we'll see. For me, Jafari is a great rider, but I think there is some good riders. We cannot put one. I was like, I was putting Luke as one of the top favorites, and then we see what happens. And in this sport, I think we cannot put one in front of the other, but you are always there on the top, the two of you. That is the important thing. So for you, I'm going to put questions. Of course, it's going to be as factory riders. What is your tire that the two of you, use and is your favorite in a moment?
Well, I mean, we've only been running one tire for the last couple of years, so it's the tire that we've ran, Performance Shredded. Yeah, I'm not going to say that.
You don't like big tires?
The other
you are not a big. You don't like big tires? He's not a big fan from the big tires. Now everybody's coming with the bigger tires. Is not your style?
I think that's great. They definitely have their place. You go bigger rails, bigger tire. The board becomes less maneuverable, but your ability to roll over bumpy terrain, lots of rocks, stuff like that. You get more rolling clearance from the tire. So it's definitely got its place. Something like Lemonade Fest last year, where you got these massive rocks, loose rocks, and the ability to just glide over stuff like that with a larger tire is a huge advantage. And I love seeing that kind of innovation But yeah, for factory riders, uh, we're restricted to release products, so for the most part.
And the question is, now you have again the XR, but you have the option to change the motors and everything, put the race motor and everything. That is a small rails, and you come from the XR. Do you prefer the style of the GTS as a bigger machine because it's or you prefer the old style like the XR? What is better for you,
For
the two of
race,
you?
I'm definitely gonna
Yeah.
go with a GTS, but honestly, that XRC is a lot of fun to ride. I love riding that thing.
For tricks and everything, maybe.
Yeah, I don't do a ton of tricks. We don't do a ton of tricks, but
Oh, come on! I see the videos from you guys. You do lots of tricks, lots of jumps, lots of things. Playing with downhill rocks and everything. I see the video from you trying to go from one side to the other. You do lots of tricks, guys. I see you guys riding with your friends most of the time. You are riding all the time, and you do lots, not just racing. Uh, I think that who was the person who bring this option again to bring the classic XR again? Was all the team to say, oh, we want back this classic again, the XR? Because
Yeah,
I think that was a fantastic idea.
any individual person, there's just like a lot of feedback from the community how they prefer the XR platform. So we tried to extract what the differences were, mainly the smaller size, lower center of gravity, and come out with a board kind of in between the Pint and the GTS, both size. It served a couple purposes. So now there's a nice step in between. Um, our nephew is on a Pint, and at some point he will outgrow that Pint, but he loves that platform and how small it is. It fits his size really well, and whenever he's ready for something larger, he doesn't have to go directly to a GTS.
Direct to the GT, yeah, I think so. I think that is a good option. I think you guys now, as like always, the Future Motion has. If you need anything, you have everything there. And today you can start very small and you can upgrade. I think that is fantastic now with the XR, the classic there, because you don't have to upgrade directly to the GT. Then you have Pint XR. You can put a bigger motor. Then you can go later on to the GT or GTS. I don't want to put you in. There's something new coming this year, or there's going to be more surprises. What is inside of the box?
We had a couple of months where we were releasing a product every week, so we'll definitely be releasing new stuff this year.
Okay, that I want to put like this. What you prefer, guys? The two of you prefer downhill, trails, racing, just obstacles. What is your type of riding? The two of you, what you prefer?
Usually the way that I put it to people is I'm a 40% technical, 60% flow type of rider, with about 10% give on either side. So that's like my ideal trail. I love all the features and technical stuff, but I also just like to go really fast on trails.
So 40% trails, 60% trails.
Yeah.
100% trails.
But downhill? I see the last video from you guys showing that the Onewheel can go uphill. There is no problem. That was a very nice thing to see. But I think the Onewheel is more made straight or downhill. But you have the power today to go uphill. You showed that in a video.
Yeah, I like cross country type. So downhill, uphill, flat sometimes. Like I could be anywhere, honestly. Like the GTS, I'm pretty lightweight, so the GTS does a lot for me.
You are like, that is the perfect. They found the perfect combination for me. That is the machine that I'm. You prefer straight rails or the race? The race, the ones now, the new ones, the race. Yeah, what you prefer? You are old style, the original rails, or you prefer now the new ones?
I think they both have their place. So I'm about 50-50, honestly. If it's all downhill, I'm definitely going to go recurve. But if
Hmm.
it's a mixture of things, I do still love the straight rails.
I'm a big fan of the straight rails. I don't know why. I have other types, but I prefer. So I'm going to put you just in one bad situation. I don't know if you can answer or not, but I have to make this question. This is one of the questions here. When we going to see the future motion in Europe?
I don't know. We're always,
I put you guys in a bad situation, but that is the question I have to ask is
yeah,
here, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's important because I don't want to put you in a bad situation, but it's like this. I'm a rider. For us, sometimes it's very difficult as European. For the people, I already talk with lots of guys there. Sometimes the people ask, "Why don't you have a GTS?" Guys, it cost me around 5,000 euros. That is like 2 times more than a Vesk. And it's very sad that sometimes I go to the Onewheel, the Future Motions, and I can find the colors that I want, the rails that I want, everything that I need, but I have to ask everything from USA. And then what they put the prices on top is so expensive that we have to say, I have to give up. And I have to go to the other options. And I don't want to put future emotion. I know that is lots of things, but I would love, as a rider, I would love to see the future motion maybe here. Uh,
Yeah, that's
we
definitely
are Vesk in Europe.
happen
Hmm?
eventually. I mean, it's just kind of part of a natural growth, right? At some point, future motion will be large enough to make it make sense to have an office, headquarters, service center, all of the above, maybe over in Europe and possibly other countries. Um,
I don't want to put you in a bad situation, Austin. I know that you don't answer for the future motion, but I think that today we grow so much here in Europe that we are losing the hope to see the future motion here. And lots of people are giving up for the company. And the people love so much. Like for me, I'm not this type of. I have a Vesk, but I'm not used to Vesk, and it's very difficult for me. It's easy that to go to the web of future motion and make my settings and everything I have prepared. And as a Vesk, I have to have another knowledge. And this, I'm not talking for me. I'm talking for a community that speaks that. And sometimes it's difficult for us to listen. You responding to the community and saying that is not good. That is not. And in the end, we see that the people love the future motion, but we don't have that chance, and we want to use that. And it's very difficult when you have that in the other side of the world, and you say Europe, you have the money, you have the chances. Why you are not here? Because the community is very big. You see how many races we have here already now in Europe, and I think maybe can create an option for us.
Hopefully, in the near future, it is just kind of, I think, personally, from where I'm at, it's like growing pains of a small company. But sorry, you were about to say something.
yeah, I mean, so everyone knows what happened a few years ago with CPSC, and this company has only been around for 10 years, and the last 3 of those years have been spent with draining resources going to
I know that, my friend. I don't want to put you. I know that lots of company will lose it because they try to do upgrades. I know it's very expensive for you guys, but I don't want to be negative. You guys are losing us, and it's very sad. Lots of people loves the product from you guys, and it's very sad that we cannot sometimes use it. You understand? And I'm not telling, sometimes I listen to my friends, I'm Vesk, I don't care, I don't want to listen about Future Motion, but I love Future Motion. I know lots of people who love Future Motion, love the products from Future Motion, feel safe because I know you guys have lots of safety things. And for us as community, I speak as community, I don't want to put you in a bad situation, but I know you so many years, and I know you are a person who suffer a lot, and listen to the bad things, good things. But I'm talking about the community that needs you guys, because it's not easy for me to see Austin go to the final with GTS and wins against the Vesks, and not we are talking a lot. Let's it right in Las Vegas. You was a guy with the GTS, and you win, and you see the motivation of everybody. Like, whoo! Look what happened to the other ones, and that's what I tell to everybody. We have to have hope. I hope that you guys understand, the company understands that it's hard for us to buy one tank that costs close to 5,000 euros without no extras. And
Sure.
we are talking euros or dollars is the same thing, guys. Don't think that is a big difference of current money. It's going to be the same thing. Dollars, so that is like you are buying two Onewheels in not two, but 1.5. When you buy two of them, you have two persons like me. You are buying three in USA, and that is a lot. And I don't want to say, I hope that you guys can do it. I know that lots of companies try that in Europe, coming from USA, and today they are with the doors closed. I know that is difficult. It's not easy. And I don't want to see Future Motion closing the doors. I think nobody's going to win. Everybody's going to lose.
I think it's only a matter of time.
I hope so. And I'm going to put another question. And this question is very important because this is one of the questions everybody asks. When are we going to see you guys riding against the European here?
Hopefully soon. Again, too, would be my answer for that. We don't have any specific dates currently, though. We would really like to be there in the next few years, but there's, it comes down to just being kind of good at planning.
Yeah, I mean,
I would love to have. Yeah, please.
Here in the U.S., it's our schedule fills up pretty quick, but I think in the next few years we will make a European event.
My friend, I'm just telling this because of one thing. You guys don't know when was the two riders from Europe there riding the finals with you. I think all the Europe riders was in this day looking to the finals. Doesn't matter if we win or not. That was just for us amazing to have always USA against Europe. You know that tradition of years, but just to have the opportunity to see for the first time in a Onewheel world, we are coming together. I would love to see that more. I know if there is invitation for you guys, try to come just for, believe me, was Barn Miller here, the event was bigger. Just for Barn Miller to come here. Was last year has come last yes was another person here is from the concurrence, doesn't matter, but he was here, and that bring more persons. You don't know what you guys make a difference for us to grow this sport here, bringing you riders from USA here. I know, and there is options for us to pay for you guys to come here. That is not a problem. I know that you work for a company is difficult, but I'm telling you, that is, you don't know what you are helping us to grow. And that's what we need. We need more riders from USA, and I hope that you guys maybe make the possibility for us to come back again and race against you guys there. And that way the sport can grow. Like, I'm not just telling for USA and Europe, maybe Australia, maybe other countries coming together, like not just the USA finals, but a world final.
Well, race I think have half of their competitors open, or half of the spots open for competitors to come and qualify the day before. So we definitely encourage anybody to come and compete against us. And I mean, that would make it so much fun if we could get a ton of people from all around the world. That would be amazing.
That is the other question I would like to say. If I come, let's put it, not me, of course, but if I come to any of these events that is for the finals there in USA, and I said, okay, I want to compete, and I win. Doesn't matter what country I come, I can go to the finals, or you have to be from USA. How that works?
No, you can come directly to Race for the Rail this year and compete.
Okay, that doesn't matter if you are from USA or not. You can come from everywhere. Okay, that is the important thing. Because I listened to everything you said, but I was like, is that going to work like that or not? That is a question. That is good to know. That way we can maybe see more riders. I know there is a couple riders. They want to go there this year, and they are the best. They are trying to come together, and we will see. I would love to see the European riders go against you. So to not make this more, we are coming close to 1 hour. First of all, I want to thank the two of you for coming. Please do the best you can for us riders. I know that you are a voice for us. You represent us. You are in a big company. Everybody can say whatever they want. I think they are the next level for all of us. For the guys who like VESC, for the guys who like, I think that is good for all of us, having the competition. The rider is going to always to win, all of us. And thank you so much for listening to the voice of Facebook, Instagram, and answering. Sometimes is very difficult for the two of you. Have fun this year. I hope the best for the two of you, that you win lots of things. And if you don't win, just have fun and bring always the positive thing. And I just want to make this simple questions. Who push more for the two of you? Your wife or you, my friend? Who are always pushing more and more? Or the two of you push for each other?
I probably push a little bit more.
But when you are racing, how is the adrenaline by the two of you? Seeing the other racing. How is when you see your wife going there on the top and starts to race, how is your heart working?
Oh, my heart's going faster than if I was racing myself.
That's the way I feel, yeah. I probably have a lot of training for him now.
I just said, I think the final is everything there. We see in the video. How do you look to your husband, Austen, in the final? How happy you was and how proud you was for him. I think he deserved it. You are a good inspiration for all of us, my friend, the two of you. Austen, I want to say so much. Thank you so much for everything you've done for all these years for us riders. You are inspiration. Is a person I always going to have lots of respect for you. Mercedes, is the first time I speak with you. I hope that the future can be beautiful for you. And thank you so much for coming here. I'm going to leave just for us before we go. I just want to leave us with something very special. I think was a very special moment for you, my friend. And if anybody don't see it, I think that was the last of the last for you, my friend. I think that was a perfect moment for you, and was difficult for you.
Yeah, I mean this was very difficult. I knew right there half of my passing opportunities were gone. So yeah, I pretty much put all of my effort into taking that corner a little faster. And yeah, I definitely got lucky with the spills in the back.
Do you think was lucky, or was your year, my friend? Was everything prepared for you? Everything was the angel in your back, taking care of you, and say,
Yeah.
"This is your year. This nobody's going to take it from your hands. They can try everything they want." I think you deserve it in all these years. And look at this track. The day was perfect too, huh? The
Yeah.
day was perfect to
Or
ride too, huh? That was, and if you take the first spot, it was easy because you don't going to take, because it was very when you are in second place, you take everything, the rocks from the second person, but you control it very well. You take your time, and how can you be so relaxed, my friend? You are
Uh,
so relaxed when you are racing. I think you are just.
I
It's
kind of
like a normal day for you.
as a measure of how much effort I'm putting in. So, if I'm trying to control how hard I'm racing, how much effort I'm putting in, I'll put my arms down to kind of remind myself to kind of dial it back. It helps me be at closer to 80% than, if I'm just in the moment focusing on what's in front of me, trying to go as hard as I can, it's easier to make a mistake.
Do you think, my friend, is important for you to know the guys you are racing against?
Yeah, definitely. Some of the racers are more motivated. Some of them are more cautious. Some of them are more reckless.
Hmm.
Some of them race at a higher percentage, and you kind of have to give them space if they're in front of you, or else they could fall and take you out. Some of them are more aggressive. Some of them aren't. Like it's really good to know who you're racing against and what you might expect.
And of course, you just have fantastic riders. For you, I think that was this year was the easy year for you because it was like just let it go. I'm just going to win. Or how do you see it?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps that a couple of the fastest riders were knocked out in qualifier. And,
Hmm.
at Tahoe, I have ridden a lot in Tahoe. So I'm used to the elevation, I'm used to the terrain, I'm used to how loose it is. And, I've raced race for the rail there both prior years. So I knew the lack of shadows could be deceiving, and it was easy to make mistakes. And yeah, kind of analyzing the course beforehand to look at those passing opportunities. Yeah, I think all of that was really important.
Yeah, you are just here riding like, oh my god, oh, I'm going to win. I'm just going to be. This is just
It wasn't the
just
most
me.
race,
Yeah,
personally.
it was not fun. Don't you think was enough the whole weekend riding like a crazy? And you say, okay, that is just me now coming and win what I battled so many years. Uh, you have was a difficult road, my friend. I see you sometimes going close to win and was not possible. And seeing you here, just having what you deserve. You deserve it, my friend.
Thank
I want to thank you so much. You are a champion, not just as rider, as person. Continue. I hope that you continue with this positive energy, the two of you. You help lots of people around the world who love this sport, and I know that lots of people love the two of you. And I hope to see you very soon, maybe in person. I will try to come this year. I would love to go to the fest, live fest. I hope that I can come, and maybe we can see us personally there. And I have the opportunity to give you a hug, my friend, because you deserve it. And I want to bring something very special for the two of you. So for
you.
everybody's out there, I want to say thank you so much for coming. That was a very special live for me. Is a person that he knows me for lots of years. We speak in private, the two of us. Was one of the persons who came here when the interviews was in the beginning. That nobody was. We coming now to 350 interviews. I talked with him, and that is, we don't make no money with this. We just try to bring a little help to the riders around the world. I hope that helps. Without the two of you, was not possible for us to do this, and all the riders. I hope to see you maybe next year, and maybe next year we can congratulate Mercedes that maybe she's going to be the number one, and that is the thing we need. Oh, I just want to make the question here. I forgot, there is something for Mercedes. Mercedes, why do you use the protection on your right leg only?
Well, that was a knee brace for a long time, and
Okay.
since then it kind of acted as a knee pad too. Since then, I've replaced the knee brace with some leggings. They're
Okay.
called Socos, and they provide the practical support that I need without providing too much. That way, it's very safe for me to ride. And now I have hard knee pads for both knees, so very well protected.
Because she
Okay.
was sitting with a torn meniscus for the last 2 years.
Because the question was here, but I was like, I never noticed, and I said, well, let me see some videos, and I say maybe because there is persons who has something in his hand, I said that is for luck or something like that, and I said maybe she's used just in the right side because it's going to give her luck or inspiration. I don't know, but no, nice to listen and to know why do you use it. Now I know it. I just want to say to everybody, thank you so much, and we see us very soon. I just want to say next week we're going to have Neil here, and in 2 days we're going to have a guy from Spain, a fantastic rider and one-wheeler, and he's upgrading because he wants to go to the races this year in the AOL. And of course, if you are to go to America, the option now is better. Use it. Go there and try to kick these guys in USA because they are very fast, and maybe we can make us here in Europe a little more happy just to have the competition there. Thank you so much for everybody. Have a good day. Have a good ride. Enjoy it, and always in a safe zone. And I always forget, this is the important. The last words for the two of you, for the community. I was close to forget about that.
So
I leave you with the last words.
I would like to invite all of the European viewers. Middle of August, we're going to have Race for the Rail. Obviously, come out to any event in the US that you can. But if you're a big racer, big fan, come out to Race for the Rail. It's going to be an amazing time this year. We're going to have camping, and there's 1,200. There's a lot of acres of maybe tips some people off there, but it's a lot of trails on the property.
It's going to be in the same place again, or is always going to do it? Is going to be a place for everybody to camp or to stay if they come?
It's going to be at a different place, still in California. But yeah, there's going to be camping on site and lots of trail riding, and it's just going to be an amazing time. It's spectators. It's very spectator friendly. And obviously this year we're going to have lots of classes, not just pros. So there'll be opportunities to race and ride trails and camp and have a good time. So yeah,
and I invite to everybody to go there and see the new rules. I think there is lots of rules. If you want to come to USA or if you are in USA, please go and see that there is a good upgrade of all the rules for this year. Go there is important for you to know what you are coming, what is going to happen. So, and for you, Mercedes, last words, please.
We're just really looking forward to seeing everybody at the races that we can make it to this year. I'm really excited to get back into racing season, so let's do it.
I'm very excited to see the kids coming. That is I think they are very important. So thank you so much. Have a good day, good night. Enjoy.